This business is like the Wild West. Gold, silver, rare coins, ancient weapons, lost treasures of history. You never know what's gonna walk through that door, but if the price is right, I always try and buy it. I'm Evan Kale, and this is Pawn Man.
I don't even know if it's marked.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's...
This stuff looks so attractive, this brand.
Right.
And I fucking never sell this stuff. But it looks so good.
You said 10?
Yeah, I'll give you $10.
Oh.
I'll list it for 30. I bet I'll get 20. I'll pay fair.
I probably spent a half hour polishing that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, and I think that might be rose gold in the front, but... or maybe...
I think it's copper. We'll find out. Yeah, that is not. It got eaten right off.
Oh, it is copper.
Yeah, it's copper.
Okay.
257 grams. Okay, so you got $130 here. Okay, so how much money am I gonna make here? Like I said, this brand Swarovski, I fucking never do well. It looks, these pieces, they look so nice. They look so pretty. Like at a glance, you think, oh, I bet I get $100 and something like that. And no, by my experience, these sit. Something to have and cool to have, or it's like good for my eBay to just have this kind of shit. But I bet I'll sit on this for a year. The Sterling Cup, most of the shit I'm gonna melt down, but this I'm definitely gonna keep and sell. Weighs 4 ounces. I might ask $200 on this. We'll see. So all in all in this deal, I might make about $100 when all's said and done. Not bad. Check this out. I knew right when I saw this, I was gonna make big money. This is a $500 bill, but it's made from silver, pure silver, and it's like incredibly toned. It's half a troy pound, it weighs 8 ounces. I got $62.50 an ounce on it. I paid $300 for it yesterday. I didn't film the deal, but I got $500 for it, and my TikTok got a ton of hits about it, but isn't that just incredible? Like, I kind of wish I could keep this. $200 just to make a video, that's pretty good. I gotta get my money in and out. I'm sure I'll see more cool stuff like this, but wow. So, profit's a profit, quick $200. So, Minnesota requires me to screen everyone who works here. I have to purchase background checks twice a year and send them to the state just to make sure there's nobody who shouldn't be working here. And so I just did this because, you know, I haven't been in business for very long. And I got my first one back. And I wasn't expecting, you know, anything. Yeah, but then I started going through mine and I have a warrant out for my arrest in Missouri. I've had a warrant out for 11 years, almost 12 years. It's kind of a funny story. I was driving back from Kansas, I was seeing my friend Robert. Hi Robert. He went to University of Lawrence, Kansas, and I would go down and see him a lot. So one of these times I'm driving back with my friend and we're driving through Missouri, and what do two 21-year-olds do on an 8-hour car trip? Take a bunch of Adderall and smoke weed. So that's what we were doing, and we had just gotten done smoking weed, my friend and I was driving his car, and we had one of those police radars. I had like just bought one, middle of nowhere, Missouri, and there's like no one, and it was a 60 or 65. You know, I got this fuzzbuster, so I'm doing fucking like 95. And again, we had just gotten done smoking pot, and so I'm zoned out driving this fast, and I kind of snap out of my daydream when my friend's like, Evan, cop, and the radar is like beep, 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 beep. And there's a state trooper coming this way. And for whatever reason, in my naive head of heads, I just didn't think that they would turn around and drive across the median. I thought they'd be like, oh, well, there's grass there. I don't want to dirty my car. I guess that guy's just gonna get away. No, so, you know, he fucking loops around and comes back and comes flying up and pulls me over, and as soon as we passed him, we rolled down all the windows and we put the pipe away. And the state trooper comes to the driver's side and he's talking to my friend, and he goes, driver, out of the car. So I'm walking with the state trooper back to his car, and he goes, get in the car. I go to reach for the back seat, the back handle door, and he goes, front seat will do. I'm like, oh fuck, I just incriminated myself. And I'm wearing sunglasses too, thank God. So I get in his car, and he's asking me all these questions, but he's not a jerk. He's very nice, and we're having a very friendly conversation, and I make a couple jokes, and like, I'm stoned. And in Missouri, they hang you for this if you're driving, if you have any weed on you, they fucking hang you. So I'm like, oh God, please don't see through this. Please don't see through my cheery act. So he starts writing me the ticket, and I'm like, officer, is there any way that you can let this go? My dad's gonna kill me. This isn't true. My dad wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna tell my dad about it. I was 21 years old, but you know, he's like, sorry, son, you're doing 95. I absolutely have to write you a ticket. So he rips the ticket and he hands it to me, and I go to take it. and he won't let go. And I'm like, and he goes, Evan, yanks the ticket bag, he goes, take off your sunglasses. Fuck. I take off my sunglasses and I just dead face look him in the eye, and he stares at me and he goes, Evan, is there anything in that car that I need to know about? No, sir. No drugs? No, sir. No weapons? No, sir. Have a nice day. Gave me the ticket. He said I would get something in the mail, but I never got anything in the mail. So I thought to myself, well, maybe he threw away the ticket. And I tried to look it up, and it, like, whatever reason, it wasn't in the database. So I thought, oh, I guess I made a good impression. He threw away the ticket. He decided not to file it. And because I never got anything in the mail, and for whatever reason, like, I guess Missouri had just not processed the ticket yet, I just thought, oh, I just got off scot-free. And then I forgot about it. And that was 11 years ago. And it turns out they didn't forget about it. I got a fucking arrest warrant out. So yeah, fans in Missouri, I won't be seeing you anytime soon. Although I probably do need to get this taken care of because I did some research and arrest warrants don't go away. That's my interesting story. Turns out Pawn Man is a wanted man. Belt buckles. Great state of Minnesota, United States of America. What's $5 a buckle sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. 25 there. Okay, piece of exonumia. Ronald Reagan medal. Okay, so it looks like these are all sterling silver. Oh no, this one's pure. It's a Kennedy medal. Oh, it's layered. It's plated. Yeah, so I would think these 6 here are plated. If you want to hang on to them, it'd just be a couple bucks each on them. Yeah, because it's just a thin layer of silver on top. It's probably brass.
Is this one a little more valuable?
Because it's in the packaging, I'd give you 5 for that one. I'd give you 3 for the other ones each.
You might as well take them.
Okay. 140.
Okay.
And let me write you up a receipt.
Yes, please.
That's the 3rd time I've seen that woman in 3 weeks, at least. And she's got some great boomer shit. Like, the boomer shit of boomer shit. So let me show you what I bought, and I'll show you what I think I can make off of this. This piece of exonumia here, I'm not really familiar with it. I didn't look it up. I gave her $5 for it, but it's uncirculated. Probably a $10 to $20 item. These guys go for 30 bucks or so, and I'm sure I'll sell it. I always do well in Ronald Reagan stuff. And then this has been sitting in storage so long, the foam fused to the metal. I have to do something to clean this up. Hubert Humphrey, not particularly popular amongst collectors, but yeah, I can probably get, again, once I clean it up, probably 30 bucks on this thing. But the real treasure, okay, the belt buckles I'm gonna do great on. Probably get 15 or 20 bucks each on these. This is the treasure right here. And I took one look at these. New, in the box, from the Danbury Mint. It's a pewter plain, flawless condition, never even been taken out probably. And it is the complete set. And so I paid $10 each on these. All right, so here's the full set laid out. It is 12 planes. So let me show you guys this. Brand new, $69.99. Yeah, these are expensive, for 10 bucks each. I'm gonna make some money on this. So the question is, what price do I want per box? Now, although I see that there's one at 69, I'm not gonna get 69. I don't wanna fight and wait for it to try and get it. I'd rather get my money in and out. That's how we do things here. The problem is, I gotta ship it, and just take one look at the shipping's gonna be 30, 40 bucks. So, I need a price where I can blow it out and not sit on it, but also make some good money. I'd like to make 300 bucks on this set. 400 bucks? Let's try 450. I'm not gonna put these on eBay. I'm gonna do this one on TikTok, because I bet I can sell this. This is from the same older people, though, that sold me that World War II shell casing, and I sold that in minutes on TikTok. So I got kind of I have a similar feeling for what's gonna happen here. Let's make a TikTok. Pawn Man, king of the boomer shit. Move these down to the basement, just as I thought. I put them up for $450. Local person called, offered me, we did a deal at $300. So I'm making a quick $190 right here. Boom, in and out. Just love that. And I don't have to ship it, which is the best part, because shipping this was gonna be a bitch. So you know what I just decided I'm gonna do? I'm going through some coins that I bought remotely, figuring out how I'm gonna sell them, if I'm gonna put them on Instagram or make a TikTok or eBay. I was just about to list this one on eBay. I've been talking about this quite a lot lately, about these sham graders, INB, in my definition being a sham coin grader. Really, there's just a handful of legitimate coin graders, PCGS, NGC, the ugly redheaded stepchild, ANACS. Beyond those 3, I would say forget it. Usually these sham graders, their slabs are crap. This slab is pretty nice. I mean, like the slab itself is poorly constructed, and this seems pretty good. They're calling this one an MS-70. with a full strike, right? Now, just looking at this coin, this is maybe the nicest Kennedy half dollar I've ever seen. The toning is so good. This is very, very, very nice, but is it an MS-70? I don't know. And I kind of want to now find out and put my money where my mouth is because I keep talking about doing this. I keep talking about this. I have 7 now left. 7 free grades. With PCGS and NGC, what you do is you sign up for a membership. At PCGS anyway, it's $250 a year. You get 8 free grades. If you send in very expensive coins, they want you to pay more money. But I think it's like $250 or less, like in terms of the value of the coin, or maybe it's a little bit more. They'll cover it as part of your free one. So this will definitely fall within that. I kind of want to get this graded by PCGS just to see what it comes back. Because again, they're calling this thing a 70. What will PCGS call it? Let's find out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this in and I'm gonna splice this with the result, which may be 3 months later. Let's see how quickly 3 months goes by.
Several months later.
All right, so here we are 3 months later after filming that. Yes, it really does take that long for PCGS to grade your coins. And the moment of truth is in. The coin graded an MS-64. So indeed, that proves my point. You've got to be careful with sham graders. They might say one thing, but the authorities will say something else entirely. This is a beautiful coin, but PCGS did not even designate that it's got toning, because sometimes they'll put toned. Didn't even put it on this coin, and I think this coin has incredible toning, so that is disappointing. But, you know, if this had come back in MS-70, this coin would be worth over $1,000. It came back a 64. Best case scenario, I can probably get about $100 on it. I'm probably just gonna stick this in my collection because I'm underwhelmed by the grade and I think it's a good coin. And I'd, you know, for $100, I'd just like to keep it. You know, I got $7 into this thing. So definitely profitable from where I bought it at. But I looked at this coin, I knew it wasn't gonna be a 70. I did think it would grade higher than a 64. But it just goes to show you that you've gotta be careful with coin grading and you've gotta be careful with sham graders, PCGS, NGC, ANACS, or the grade probably isn't legit. I got a remote deal coming in to me. I forgot to get me opening the box on camera, but I guess that part's not terribly important. Pawn Man, I hope everything is going well. I have sent you several coins from a 1921 peace dollar to a coin from Seriously? I have a coin from North Korea. I just got one. I literally just made this TikTok about how I'm never gonna get another coin from North, and then I got another coin from North Korea. So go follow Eastern IA Coins. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. Ooh, a Stone Mountain commemorative. All right, so we're going back and forth. I got prices on everything. He wanted 800 and I came up with 750, so I just met him in the middle at 775. So we are going to do that. I'm not gonna make a ton of money on this deal, maybe tops about 150 bucks, but good to have these coins in stock. And this was easy enough to deal with. Again, though, I said this in the last Between the Pawn, I don't want any coins for the rest of the year. I've got so many coins, I've got so much stuff that I have to list. I actually have well over $10,000 worth of merchandise in the store that I haven't even listed yet. So I gotta hold off on buying for a little bit. So if you're a coin dealer, just hold off a little bit. And if you do wanna sell me stuff, have a price in mind already before you ship it to me or before you dump a bunch of coins on me, because it would just make it a lot easier for me to know exactly what I'm getting into before I get into it. Like in this case, you know, I said for this North Korean coin, how much do you want? Because I don't want to look up a price. It's hard to find. It might take me 30, 40 minutes to find a good, fair price. What do you want? So we just did it that way. So we have made a deal and 775 is what we are doing. And now I gotta sell this shit. So this is everything that he sent me. We got an 1877 seated Liberty quarter. It's like a Cook Islands, some kind of a commemorative. New Zealand, oh. A 5-mark German Reich coin from 1902. A 1925 Stone Mountain commemorative that looks about uncirculated. And about uncirculated German States of Prussia 2-mark. I think it's a silver piece. A seated Liberty dime. I believe this is a Mexican coin made from silver. A 5 France mark from 1834. It's pretty worn down, but it's probably kind of expensive. And then I got these slab coins, including, again, another fucking North Korea coin. I can't believe I have 2 of these. And to make a TikTok about my coin from North Korea, I have my famous North Korea shirt that has Kim Jong-un doing the blood sign with all of the generals clapping. This guy's my favorite. I bought this late at night a couple years ago and I was super stoned shopping at like 3 a.m. I get asked the question all the time where I got this. And every time I want to make a provocative TikTok, I usually just put this on because it's so eye-catching. Hey, did you guys hear that hilarious joke about Kim Jong-un? You didn't? It's because the guy who originally told it got disappeared and his entire family got executed. In North Korea, the joke's on you. I hope I can be a dictator one day. Got something in the mail. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. $0.00. I sure like that. You guys, goldandsilvertesting.com. Go buy products from them because they send me free stuff sometimes, and I really, really, really appreciate it. Being a business owner, it's, well, any expense I can spare is a good one, and this is saving me like around my 30 or 40 bucks. I got a new loop from them. I got some new acid, which is great because I'm running out of acid. Oh, they sent me a new stone. Perfect. So again, you guys, goldandsilvertesting.com. Anything you guys want to buy for gold and silver testing, the stuff you see me do here, get it through them. That's who I am using. They are fantastic. Their prices are very affordable. And if you guys are at all serious about this business or attempting to test gold, go to garage sales, check stuff out. You need a kit like this. It's not an expensive investment. So check them out, goldandsilvertesting.com. They're great people. I'm trying to give them their money's worth because they're giving me free shit. And I like that. All right, guys, for this informative segment, we are talking all about German emergency currency, Notgeld, this colorful fun stuff. So what exactly is German emergency currency? What is Notgeld? To understand it, you need to understand the ramifications of World War I. So in World War I, well, it was a shit show. It largely defined the actions that unfolded for the 21st century, set the stage for everything that would come, but it also created a lot of unprecedented situations that we'd never really seen before in human history. Not just an incredible war, but incredible economic repercussions as well. World War I started on July 28th, 1914, and the aggressor, Germany. So one of the things that they did, August 4th, 1914, just a few days after this war started, Germany went off the gold standard. They were on a gold standard and they went off, and as soon as they went off, there was massive bullion hoarding, and then any kind of precious, like any kind of metal was being hoarded. All the coins were being hoarded. There was suddenly a complete disappearance of gold and silver precious metals in Germany. And obviously that caused massive economic repercussions. A lot of these early governments all their coinage was based on precious metal, or a lot of it was. The idea of clad coins wasn't really that big of a thing then. So when you have all of your little pieces of gold and silver disappearing, nobody's got any money to buy anything. It causes inflation. Right away, it starts causing a lot of problems for people in Germany. And what do they start doing? We come up with this idea, again, of German emergency currency. It's called Notgeld. Notgeld meaning necessary money. They needed something to be used as a commerce device because you just can't have a society with people that don't have money. It just causes so many different problems. So the rarest notes of the Notgelds are from 1914. When you see one from 1914, I don't have any in this book, they're worth big bucks. And oftentimes what it would be is a place where a battle was about to take place or very close to taking place. It's like, they'll look at a map and be like, okay, well, the French are probably gonna be moving in here, so we're gonna have a battle here. The place where that was, the region, would start printing these Notgelds in advance, anticipating that it was gonna be a shit show, trying to get it so citizens have cash in their hands and don't have to deal with all these crazy economic repercussions that are happening because of this war. Now, as the war goes on and things are getting worse for people in Germany, municipals, townships that are printing their own Notgeld, they're starting to notice something. They're starting to notice that when they print them, they end up having a lot of surplus money that kind of fixes some of the economic problems. And that's not to say that people are spending these Notgelds, not to say that it's fixing any problems. It just turns out that that's a really good fundraising tactic. And what they look into and realize is people aren't spending these. They're collecting them, which is interesting because they're being printed specifically to facilitate the currency shortage, and yet nobody's using them for the actual purpose. They're just using them to collect them as a fun pastime to go, la la la, there is no war. Now, at the end of World War I, spoiler alert, the Germans lose, and they are forced to make reparations in what is known as the Treaty of Versailles, largely viewed by the German people as an unfair treaty, something that was just going to be ruinous to Germany. And indeed it was. The amount of money that Germany was being expected to repay when they didn't have any money anyway at the end of the war was like, it was really hard for them to repay, next to impossible. So what did the German government start doing? Well, they're like, shit, we don't have money to pay them. Let's just print more money and pay them with that. And as you can imagine, this wasn't a good solution to fix. This created what is known as hyperinflation. That's where you have the value of your currency dropping like a stone against the value of goods rising like crazy. And as a result, you just get worthless money. The hyperinflation in Germany got so bad, I'm sure you guys have seen the photos of people pushing wheelbarrows full of cash. Children were known to be playing with bundles of cash instead of toy bricks. Other interesting things, workers used to be paid twice a day. They'd be paid in the morning, they'd be paid in the middle of the day, and the reason was so that they go spend their money because the inflation was so crazy. With what you get paid in the morning, it's a different rate at the end of the day. Your money is now worth less. So they wanted workers to be able to go out and spend the money so it wasn't just totally worthless. And when I say totally worthless, I mean it was actually cheaper to burn money than it was to purchase coal or wood for burning. This is the most interesting, I think. It was so crazy that if you were wealthy and you sat down at a restaurant, you could afford to eat out, the price of your meal would change from the time that you ordered it to the time that it got to your table. A lot of restaurants didn't print prices on menus because they just couldn't keep up with it. It was changing that quickly. And the worst of it, every 4 days, inflation would double. Every 4 days. So as a result, again, you get these being printed, these Notgeld. And what they are, a simple way to look at it, they're very, very similar to the hard times token that we covered in America during the 1830s when we had a Great Depression here. So I have in front of me an entire book. I sold this book already. I made a lot of money on this book. I paid $300. I got almost $800 for it. And actually, I might be giving the person who bought it a buy because there is some really nice shit in here. The only thing is I don't have time to go through and translate all these and figure them all out. Like some of these might be worth, you know, $50 each, but I am getting a great price. I blew it out so effortlessly. And part of the reason why I'm doing this segment right now is I doubt I'm ever going to see a set this nice again. So I wanted to feature this now because these currency notes, not only is this, I think, the coolest currency maybe ever issued, but they're so weird and wonderful. And again, it's like a hard times token. People didn't really spend these, and they got really popular as collector items. In fact, most of these were collector items. So around 1917, toward the end of the war, these Notgeld, they became intricate, they became colorful, they became exciting, they became more collectible. You know, these were designed to make artistic statements, and what you're seeing as time progresses after World War I into 1919 is these notes become statements. They become political satire. Some of them are funny, some of them are serious, some of them are sad. They really reflect the political angst of the people that were printing these notes, and really why I like these so much, these are ominous as hell. They're so fortuitous of what's to come in Germany. You can see just in the dark artistic design, the mindset of the people that are printing these and using these and collecting these, and just how, I mean, it's like I said, it's a mix of everything from like German folk tales and myths to like patriotic stuff. Like we're gonna see eagles and stags. Like I said, historical scenes from Germany. We see some racism developing. 3 guesses what that is. And the word Notgeld actually took an ironic meaning. Not necessity, also misery, poverty, and need. You're gonna see a lot of stuff depicting famine, depicting just how, I don't have it here, there's one of like a dandelion, and it's because German people were starving and they were eating fucking dandelions because they had nothing else to eat. So the small ones are way more collectible than the large ones, and a lot of times, these actually were not even issued to be spent. These were coupons oftentimes, but they'd be released after the expiration date just so they could be collected, not so they could be spent. And you would also, as we're moving into the 1920s or early 1920s, you're seeing artists being commissioned to do sets or series notes as they are known. They'll do a whole series of different kinds of notes with different themes and motifs, and people will seek out the artists doing the art. And again, they're serious, they're funny, they're made to be as striking and eye-appealing as possible. And when you see them small like this, they weren't really meant to be circulated. They were just meant to be put in a book like this and collected. In fact, this book looks like it is, I don't know how many years old, but decades old for sure. And I bought this from a very old person. So really what you're looking at here is the world's first banknote collecting craze. But in 1922, as inflation is accelerating, the craze on this winds down. You get these higher denomination notes that are being printed, they're larger, and the value on them, it just starts to become like monopoly money numbers. So like in 1923, the values on these notes, they were hundreds, they were thousands because of inflation. By the end of 1923, the inflation was so extreme, the highest denomination note was 100 trillion. I don't have any of those here, but you see, these are like million marks. This one here is probably my favorite. I think the art is so good. It's so beautiful. I don't like the back as much. Excuse me, sir. I think you have a speeding ticket in Missouri from 10 years ago, don't you? We're gonna have to take you straight to jail. Straight to jail. Well, you belong. I'm looking at some of these designs and like, some of them you can kind of think, like you think you know what's going on. Other ones, it's like, I have no idea what is going on. What's this business supposed to be? It's like a guy being held down, being flogged with water. I lost the race. We're all going to the glue factory. Just so, a lot of it's just so dark though, and ominous, even if it's not trying to be. The colors they use, this does not look very friendly. A lot of these, they just don't look friendly or inviting. They're not using warm, happy colors or images. It's very cold and creepy. At a glance, kind of looks like he's got his hand up the bird's ass. Well, what's up there? These are in extraordinary shape too, though, for being 100 years old. And all this is sold. I already got all this, somebody bought it. Another reason why these notes went away was the German government stepped in, issued a new currency, Rentenmark, if I'm saying that correctly, I'm speaking in German. What's interesting is at the end of 1923, the final Notgeld that were being produced, they were not in Reichsmarks. They were in either gold or they were in dollars. And they were known as stabilizing notes because they were an attempt to stabilize the currency by going off the currency and using something else. So in conclusion, dear viewer, that is German emergency money, or Notgeld, as it is known. If you ever see it, I would strongly recommend scooping it up. Don't get too excited about them. They did make a lot of them. The earlier the year, the more rare it is. Like I said, 1914 is going to be the rarest year. In the World War I years, like if you found one from like 1916 that was very stylized and uncirculated, that could be worth a couple $100. This is a new subject for me. This is something I had to research myself, even though I have seen these in the past. I just kind of didn't really know what all they were. And I think this currency is so cool. I would love to start a collection of this, but I'm not in the collecting business. Right now, I'm in the business, the money-making business. And that's the magic of German emergency currency and Notgeld. If you look at the art here, obviously the German people were moved by the beautiful designs, and nothing bad happened in Germany after that. Nothing. Well, that's not true. Well, just like that, guys, it is the end of the day and the end of the episode. If you guys like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification button so you know when new episodes of Pawn Man are coming out. Join my Discord. Follow me on social media at Pawn Man and at Evan Kale. Get my books on Amazon. Post your comments in the section below, and I will see you guys back here for another episode of Pawn Man. Later, guys.
Thank you.